You need to look that way. Clutch Trucker is filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Alright, it's finally here, the long-awaited and highly anticipated Clutch Trucker cooking video! Yay! Yay! Happy smiling presents and crap! Yay! Alright, I've been compiling videos of me cooking various things over the past few weeks, and that's why it's taken so long, because I couldn't just take a couple of days off and cook everything, and then I'd have to throw all the food away. No, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, as I was going along, and at different points in the trips over the last few weeks, showing cooking various different things. That's why my shirt will keep changing color, if you'll notice that in the video. So we're going to dive into a whole bunch of this, but it ends up, it was going to be so long, it was like over 45 minutes, so that's why I've cut it down into 3 parts. So today we're launching part number 1, numero uno. So this will be the first part, and look for the next 2 videos to follow up for the whole complete package coming up in the next couple of days. I'm going to try to get this all rolled out over the weekend. Some incredibly loud noise out there. Parked in here at this little Parkway Marathon with a gravel parking lot, little gas and sip thing inside here in Caneyville, Kentucky. Got a load of giant rolls of paper. Fun. Now, before we dive straight into the cooking, I do want to mention a few essentials if you're going to do this in your truck that you have to have. And you can kind of think of it as an investment. And believe me, within 6 months, they will have paid for themselves. So let me quickly run down the things you need to have. Okay, you can see right there, there's my refrigerator. And you can see that's a fairly good-sized refrigerator for a truck. Trucks do come, some of them, with a small refrigerator, but it's less than half the size of just the refrigerator compartment on this one. But believe me, drivers, you can put one of these in. When I was a company driver, when I started over 10 years ago with May Trucking, the lower cabinet behind the driver's seat, like right there where this one is, was not there. And they said, oh, well, we'll try to get you that cabinet put back in for you. I'm like, nope, leave it out, because I want to put a big fridge in there. And I've been doing that ever since. So even as a company driver, I was able to do that. When I switched to well companies, I was in a Pete 386, a much smaller truck, but the lower cabinet on this side was just kind of a curtain thing, and it was not hard until up there. So I pushed the passenger seat all the way forward, and right where I have my little drawer things, here in this one, was able to wedge a refrigerator almost this size in there. This is a Magic Chef. I got it at Home Depot. Probably, I think I paid, this is my second one. I think I paid $180 for it this time. The reason I like this refrigerator is because it's a refrigerator freezer with its own separate freezer compartment. And you can put a lot of stuff in there. And I got it stocked full. I went to a Dollar General today and was able to restock. Got some of the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches in there. There's a little chicken sandwich. Behind that, you can't see it, I've got some frozen spaghetti and Salisbury steak meals, some more taquitos. There's another box of chicken taquitos right there in the door. Believe me, I use every bit of room I got. Alright, next thing you're going to have to invest in if you want to cook most stuff in the truck, and that's a microwave. Now here, I had to pay a little more for this one. It's a Whirlpool. You can see it's a square microwave. The controls are on the bottom. Most microwaves are rectangle and wouldn't fit in this cabinet. I used to have a half-pint microwave that Sharp used to make. They don't make it anymore. That finally died on me, and so I couldn't find a new one until I found this Whirlpool. It's actually made for small apartments, and the back of it is rounded, so it's made to fit into a corner, but it works perfectly for that space I have in my truck. Yeah, I could go with a cheaper one and just slide it in there sideways and kind of pull it out when I need to use it, but I wanted it just to stay in place all the time, and so I got this Whirlpool right there, and it was about 140 bucks, I think. Now, to power any of your stuff in your truck, you have to have an inverter, because of course you need to be able to convert that DC power to AC. This is a pure sine wave inverter, and I've got a close-up of it later on in the video. And you kind of, this one, my Whirlpool apparently needs a pure sine wave inverter. I've heard some people say that they tried the microwave and it didn't work with the inverter they had. These are a little more expensive than the regular ones that you'll find at a truck stop, but they are worth it. They're much better on electronics. They're much better on like a refrigerator. I was burning through refrigerators a lot faster until I got this truck, with a pure sine wave inverter, okay? So you have to have that. That's a necessity. And like I say, even when I was a company driver, when I was working for May Trucking, I just bought a Cobra inverter at a truck stop back when they still made them. Got the cables, and I brought it to my company shop and said, hey, would you install this? And they did. So most companies will do that for you. And then at the time, like I say, I had a cheaper refrigerator and a cheaper microwave, but it worked fine, and that got me going. And through the years, I've kind of found what I like, and of course, now that I own the truck, I don't have to answer to anybody if I want to make some modifications. And the final thing you have to cook in the truck, at least that I've found to be very useful, is my George Foreman grill. And we'll be talking about that a lot more in the video as we get into parts 2 and 3, where I show you other things I'm cooking on that. In fact, in part 1, we'll be cooking some grilled cheese on it. 15 bucks at Walmart, not a bad deal at all, and that plugs straight into my inverter. That'll even work on smaller inverters, the kind that you can even plug into a cigarette lighter, I believe. It doesn't require as much power. So those are the kind of things you have to have if you want to do some main cooking in the truck. Now I know some people use like a Coleman camp stove and the little bottles and stuff, and some of them will take them outside to cook. Some use them inside, and there are some other appliances people have mentioned to me in comments that I have yet to check into, but this is what I use, and so that's why I'm showing you that. All right, now through the magic of editing, we're gonna drive back into time a little bit. A few weeks ago when I first started recording all the videos of the different things I was cooking. Let's get started. Clutch. One of the first things cooking in the truck I'm going to show you, I like to cook tacos. I cook taco meat whenever I'm home, so I have some ground beef taco meat. But also sometimes I'll buy this. This is the Del Real Foods shredded chicken. So today I'm going to cook up some shredded chicken tacos using this stuff. I've had it before, it's pretty good. I've got some taco sauce to put on it, because when I had it before, it's a little dry. It doesn't have too much taste to it. I used to be able to find the shredded beef that I love from these guys, but I haven't been able to find it in like a year, so I don't know why they stopped making it. But the shredded chicken's pretty good, so we're going to cook up some shredded chicken tacos here in the truck. Yum, yum. Okay, now if you've seen the tour of my truck before and stuff, I have this great shelf area up here where I keep a lot of these containers. They have various different kinds of food for me and the dog, so that's one place I keep a lot of stuff. My hot sauce, taco sauce is up there in one of those. Plus, here's my cabinet above or behind my passenger seat. This is where I keep more food stuff. Up in that one, plates and utensils and so forth. And down here, like the tortillas. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some stuff out of there. Yeah, it looks like kind of a mess, but see, we'll need I guess we won't need a bowl this time to cook the meat because it's already got its own little container. I will need a fork, and I'll need some paper plates down here. Grab some of those. Now in my other box, you can see I carry a lot of things like the hot dog buns, bread, hamburger buns, and aha, see, there's my tortillas right there. Now I'm going down to the fridge. Got to get out the cheese, baby. Got to get the cheese. That's my favorite taco cheese right there, the Tillamook Mexican cheese. I also use that for my chili. Here's the shredded chicken. Comes in its own little tray to cook it in, which is nice. You cook it and you pierce the top and you cook it up in the microwave, and that's enough for about a good 2 meals there. So afterwards I'll save the rest into a Ziploc bag and put it back in the fridge. Alright, this is my Whirlpool truck size microwave, one of the few square ones you can get out there, and I keep some plates in there for tortillas all the time, and a towel, and that keeps that plate from rattling around while I drive. So a little hint for you. And I have heard from a couple of people who tried this microwave and they said it wasn't working with their inverter. You do probably need a pure sine wave inverter. I'll show that to you here in just a second. Alright, chicken's in there cooking away. Cooking that for a little over 2 minutes, and then we're going to pull it out, poke some holes in the plastic, and cook it for like another 2. Down here, that's my inverter. That's a pure sine wave inverter down there. They're a little more expensive than the regular ones, but they will run things like microwaves and some electronics where just a regular one will not. If you can see, it does say pure sine wave inverter. I've had no problem running the microwave plugged into that. And while that's cooking, I pull the tortillas out for those, put them on the plate and get them prepared. And so we're going to cook those, or heat those up as soon as the chicken meat is done cooking. Poking holes in the bag. You don't want to poke too well, but here's the point. Okay, chicken's back up there cooking a little bit longer now. Okay, meat's done cooking, pulled that out, so now I have the tortillas in there. We're just gonna give them, I usually give them just about a minute 15. That seems to be about enough to cook those, or to heat them up just about right. So, they're off on their way. Alright, while the tortillas are cooking, I'm gonna cut this open. I need both hands, but I'll cut that open so it'll be ready to spoon that out onto the tortillas. Okay, tortillas are done. I've pulled those out. Now, grab one off the top here. Stick it on the plate. Cover that back up. And then I just take my fork here and spoon some, fork some. Fork it on there, baby. Fork it into the tortilla. Put that chicken in there. Oh yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll add the cheese. Just sprinkle it on there. That looks good, don't it? Alright, now I'm going to add a little of this Ortega taco sauce. We'll just try to lightly put some of that on there. Oh, that looks good. Alright, so there's one all rolled up, so I'm going to do the rest now. So there they are, all on the plate, ready to eat. It's a beautiful thing. Who says you can't have a good meal made right here in your truck? Alrighty, now I have never tried the one with the Ortega sauce on it, so we'll give it a shot here. It's good. Good chicken tacos, shredded chicken. Sauce does make the difference. Yeah, I don't like all the extras on it. I like them just pretty plain and easy, but there you go. Great meal in the truck. Okay, then after the meal, I just take the leftovers, put them in a quart bag, seal that up, and I'll just stick this back in the fridge, and I'll use that tray again because I'll cook that, or use that for cooking next time. That was a great meal. Okay, next up on Cooking with Clutch Trucker. Parked here now temporarily at the Pilot in Plymouth, Indiana, just off Highway 30. So anyway, gonna cook up some chili. This is my favorite, Denison's chili. Oh yeah, and you can't find it everywhere. It's hard to find. I know they have it at our grocery store, King Soopers, which is owned by Kroger, so probably any Kroger is going to have it. But outside of that, I really can't find it anywhere. I know I've picked up some Hormel, sometimes at some Quick Trips or something. Hormel's a distant second. Not as good as the Denison's, baby. Thank you. Love the Denison's. I've tried the Wolf brand. Ugh, stay away. Not good. And the Armor? No. So it's got to be Denison's. If not, I'll settle for Hormel if I have to. All right. Well, one thing you have to have, of course, is have to have a real can opener to open these things up. I used to have years ago when I was in Boy Scouts one of those little ones that looks kind of like a box cutter or something that's got a little flap, and those worked really well too. I just don't ever know what happened to it, so got just a full-size can opener that I keep in my box of utensils and everything else. Okay, you can see just scooped it all out from the can into my paper bowl, and then I'm going to put a paper plate on top while I'm cooking it. I found about 2 minutes and 45 seconds cooks it up just right. Of course, as they always say, all microwaves are different, so your time may vary, right? Anyway, so there it is, spinning around there in the old Whirlpool square microwave oven that fits nicely in my cabinet. All right, microwave just beeped at me, time to take it on out of there. So I bring it out, bring it over here to my little table-ish area. Slide out my extra table area. Alrighty, so there it is, all cooked up. Looks good, right? Alright, move this plate over that I used to eat off of. So we'll add this one to it. So now we just carefully, because it is a paper bowl, move it on over. Alright, now to me, it's not chili until we add a couple things. Gotta have the goldfish crackers. Those go great in chili. Alrighty, I put a couple of small handfuls of the goldfish in there and mix it in real good. Okay, then used up the rest of the Tillamook Mexican 4-cheese that I used on my tacos yesterday. And yeah, you can't tell me that don't look good, huh? Cheese on top, you got the goldfish in there and the Denison's chili. It's a beautiful thing, baby. All right, now from start to finish, it took all of, what, 10 minutes? Something like that? From pulling everything out, opening the can, heating it up in the microwave, adding everything else, and it's ready to go. So it doesn't take that long. It's a hell of a lot better for you than the crap in the truck stops. Tastes a hell of a lot better. And it was quick and pretty cheap. Can of chili, some goldfish, and some cheese. Another great meal right there you can cook in your truck. Oh yeah, I gotta do the tasting of it, right? So let's get everything up there on the old fork. Oh yeah. All right, cook these up a lot just before I get going. This is one of those Jimmy Dean breakfast type sandwiches, you know, sausage, egg, and cheese. Just put it in a paper towel, wrap it up, and right in the microwave. Cooked up Jimmy Dean sandwich. Sometimes the paper towel likes to stick to it a little bit, but there you go. All cooked up, hot, juicy, ready to go. Beautiful thing. Okay, now I'm going to make a couple sandwiches. Now I know this isn't technically cooking, but it's just another good example of things you can make in the truck, and you don't have to eat all the garbage at the truck stop. So I have my Oscar Mayer bologna here. So I'm going to do a bologna and cheese. Here's my Kraft singles. These are also great for making my grilled cheese, which I'll show you later on in the video. And then I'm going to make a tuna sandwich as well. I've got the Star-Kissed Chunk Light tuna. This is in the small, they say no drain. There's a little bit of draining, but you can do it on a paper towel. You don't have to have a sink. Or I'll use the Sun-Kissed or Star-Kissed Chunk Light tuna in the pouch. These don't seem to have as much water in them, and the tuna tastes just as good. I just like the easy open cans. So now we'll just dive into making a couple of quick sandwiches. All right, I got my little pull-out drawer here, my little extension table, ready to go. Got 4 pieces of bread, all set to go. I mean, this is sandwich 101, basic stuff here. You know, making a bologna and cheese sandwich, pretty simple. I don't even bother with a knife. If I can spread it pretty well, that way, that works good. Or use your old finger if you got it, right? All right, throw the cheese down on one side. I position the bologna over there. Another piece of cheese. Another piece of bologna. Flip this side over. You're done. I'm a real basic guy when it comes to sandwiches. I don't like a lot of crap on them. Meat, cheese, bread. Bingo. There's one sandwich. Now we'll do the tuna. Now, as I said, I've discovered that even these little cans, they need a little bit of draining, so I just put a paper towel out here, tip the can, drip that extra water out of it. As I can say, without a sink or anything, you don't want to have the one that you really need to drain a lot, so I just kind of knock a little bit of the extra water out. Then all I'm going to do is take the fork, spoon it onto the sandwich. I'm a real simple guy when it comes to tuna fish sandwich. I like tuna fish and bread. A tuna fish sandwich. Can't get much more plain than that, right? So there it is. Now I have a couple of hefty storage bags here that I'll put those in. Alright, then I just take my 2 sandwiches here, throw them in my cooler, which has got my soda, cheese snacks, and various other things in there. Alright, and then the cooler just goes right down here next to the driver's seat. Alright, so there's the driver's seat. There it is. Also keeps my trash can from moving around. And so I have easy access to that while I'm driving. And then to go along with my sandwich, over here in my little drawer system I have behind my passenger seat, that's just simply wedged between my passenger seat and my refrigerator. That's how it stays in place, and this armrest keeps these drawers from opening up while I'm driving. Alright, but I got some various snacks in there, and I got some Cheetos I could have along with my sandwich, or Lay's potato chips. There's some of those good cookies from Dollar General. So I keep these drawers stocked with snacks because I can reach this while I'm driving. So have some chips along with my sandwiches, which are right down there now in my cooler. So yeah, that's not technically cooking, but it's using your own food in your truck, making your own stuff, so you don't have to eat the garbage at the truck stops, and it's quick and easy. You're back on the road. Now I've got sandwiches down here I can grab anytime I need to while zipping down the road. Okay, well, it's the middle of the night, but it's my lunchtime, so I'm going to cook up some grilled cheese. Now, I know I did a whole video about the first time I cooked some up in the truck last spring, but I want to include this in the whole cooking video thing, so we'll do some grilled cheese. Alrighty, for the grilled cheese, got the George Foreman over here. It's all plugged in and warming up. Actually, I think it's all good because the green light's on, so it's ready to go. Just got to butter my bread up here. Got my country crock. So I'll butter up the bread and throw the cheese on, and we're good to go. Okay, you can see bread's all buttered up. You want to get it nice and even all the way to the edges if you can. Alright, so then we take the first slice, and we can only cook them one at a time here. Throw that on there. Put our cheese in place. And then we're going to throw the other one on up there. And I go ahead and close the lid for it. And that's cooking away. Good. What I usually do is I end up flipping and turning them halfway through. Takes about a total of 3-ish minutes per sandwich. I'd say that one's looking pretty good. I think we'll take it off and we'll swap it out for our next batch ready to go here. I'll just go ahead and scoot that off onto the plate. Throw the next bread down. And throw the cheese onto that. You can hear it sizzling away already. Throw the other slice on and close her up. Yeah, that one's looking pretty good, ain't it? Oh yeah. Yep, that one's looking pretty good. So I'm going to flip and turn it here. Close the lid back down. Probably about another 30 seconds to a minute and we're done. Look, you can see the cheese bubbling out of that one. I'd say this one's about ready to go. So we'll just slide her off onto the plate. And then you let that cool down. You can just scrape that off easy later with a paper towel. Alright, so there they are, hot off the grill. A couple of nice looking grilled cheese sandwiches. And of course we have to do the taste, right? It's still really hot. The nice and gooey cheese inside. Beautiful thing. Grilled cheese in the truck, baby. Alright, that's where we're going to stop it today. Like I said earlier, I had to chop it down into 3 parts because it was just way too long. So look for part 2 and part 3 coming up in the next couple of days. I'm showing a lot more cooking. And hopefully give you some ideas for those of you drivers out here. And if not, hopefully at least it's a little entertaining, right? Rusty? I called him Clusty. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. Well, you know, if you want to like and comment, I'm not going to force you to, for crying out loud. Ring that bell for notification. Oh, by the way, we're launching a Patreon. The description will be, or link will be down in the description. So those of you who want to help support the channel, you can. There's also a coffee account attached now to the Clutch Trucker. If you want to check that out, that'll also be down in the description. All right, so you can check those out. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty out.